Hello, space nerds. My name is Anthony England. I am the creator of Tiny Space Academy and sole developer at Full Orbit Games. I'm excited to share with you this week's updates for Tiny Space Academy. So let's blast off. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. This helps with the YouTube algorithm. The more likes that these videos get, helps me share this game with more people. You can also follow my updates on FullOrbitGames.com, Twitter, and Facebook. We also have an amazing Discord community with a bunch of awesome supporters. I'd like to give a special shout out to Reaper Mask and all the mods. They have really improved the Full Orbit Games Discord server and helped me spread the word about this game. Alright, let's get down to the latest news. Since my last update, I have released the first version of the game to a bunch of beta testers. I have received great feedback as well as a few glitches that were discovered, some of which can be viewed on my gameplay video I made last week. Besides fixing glitches, I've also been hard at work trying to get the mobile version built. So, for the mobile version, my goal was to use the same user interface for both the PC and mobile. This will ultimately cut down on the production time for future updates, as I will only need to update one UI. The downside is that I had to rework a significant amount of the UI so that it fits nicely in a small screen as well as a full-size monitor. I first changed the menu tab system on the top right. I combined the menu with the currencies and made a menu selection as a drop down, or in this case, a drop sideways. I originally wanted to do a drop down, but due to modern iPhone designs, it would have been partially blocked. I felt a sideways menu system was a decent alternative. I also reworked the assembly panel. I wanted it to be more streamlined and to use the vertical space more efficiently. I relocated a few icons and moved the components around to have a cleaner design. I then moved on to the research and engineering window. So instead of being able to see all the module unlocks at once, I separated it into categories and added an info bar on the right. This fixed one of the glitches where the tooltip would not appear. One of the more difficult UI changes was the main HUD while flying the rocket. The original HUD was pieced together as I added more features to the game, but it didn't flow nicely. It also took up way too much space in the mobile version. So I ended up redesigning it from scratch, knowing all the features I'd want to display. I started with the basics: velocity, thrust, power, fuel, and altitude. I then went on to other things like abort, game speed, rocket name, and a few others. After playing around with a bunch of design concepts, I decided to place the game speed and rocket name in the top left corner of the screen since it was no longer being utilized by currencies. I also wanted to relocate the module buttons, staging, and astronaut panel to the center since the sides were occupied by virtual joysticks in the mobile version. Anyways, having three components and an abort button at the center of the screen still required too much horizontal space. I came to the conclusion that this would have to be a tab system. So now you can view the astronauts, module buttons, and staging all in the center by pressing on their individual tabs. This cleaned up the UI significantly and made it less busy. I ended up reworking a few more UI designs, but you guys will see those when I do some more gameplay later this week. Besides UI and releasing the beta this week, I had a conversation with Alienware Arena and Intel Gaming. We are working towards a mutual agreement to get the demo of the game out before launch to help build hype. I will hopefully have more on this in the coming weeks. I will also be starting a second round of beta tests this week. I've given the testers permission to record and stream their gameplay, so hopefully there will be more content shortly from other users. So what's next? Well, I need to work on the Apple and Android store pages this week. I'm also finalizing the design for the mobile version of the game and planning to release the mobile version to the beta testers mid-February. As for more YouTube content, I will be making another gameplay video with the continuation of my playthrough as well as a video of me trying to recreate the ISS, so that should be fun. That's all I have for you for this week. If you've watched the entire video and gotten this far, I do appreciate it. I want to give a special thanks to the community and your support. Your questions and suggestions really help motivate me, and I have enjoyed our conversations. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Please also leave any comments and questions down below. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the support.